Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful people. A pleasant afternoon to everybody. All right, beautiful people. I want you to listen to me and listen to me keenly. Listen to me carefully. All right, because I'm dedicating this to the Prime Minister. You know, sometimes I'm really and truly meditating and thinking on the fact that, it has never happened before in history where the Jamaica Labour Party has won three consecutive successive full and well, I shouldn't say full yet because the full 5 years of the third term has not been exhausted. It has just begun, but we have still never seen where the Jamaica Labour Party has gotten three consecutive, in the history. And so this marks history. This is something, and it's a feat. And let me clarify something here, because some people are saying, in 2016 Andrew Holness was 43, 44. I said he was prime minister from he was in his 30s. Remember that Bruce Golding in 2011 had demitted office early. He had resigned. Andrew Holness became what was he, the party leader or something, or they put him in his stead. I would have to go back and look. So he was prime minister for a short stint. That counts. That is on the books. So if you, I think he was sworn. Was he sworn in or whatever it is? He became prime minister for the moment. So that counts. All right. So he was prime minister then, though it was short lived. Because when the official general election was called, it was Portia Simpson Miller. And then Andrew came back after. She beat him first, and he beat her afterwards. Good? All right. So it's 30s, 40s, and he's now in his 50s. All right. So you're with me where that is concerned. My Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. It is imperative that your MPs work. It is imperative that your MPs work. And I'm not saying that they're not working. There's some that I follow and you can see that they're working. But it is imperative that they work. We are no longer in the dispensation where the plethora of people will vote on being die-hearted this or die-hearted that. We know you still have those people remaining. I saw a man, from the other side, and I heard something on a live, of people from the other side. No matter how bad they see their MPs doing, because they're so loyal, committed, and devoted to poor performance, on the basis of the fact that it is that particular party, they will still vote for the individual. So even if the individual is at 0% performance and the opposing side is at 100%, they're still going to vote for the 0% because they're loyalist to the particular party. I heard a man saying that. I heard a man saying that on the news. I was frightened. He said, even if they fix my road, even if they give me water, light and whatnot on the television, and he was from the, and I said, oh my God. I said, what? So it therefore tells a story. He's not for nation building. It's either his mindset has gotten warped and corrupted, or his emotional intelligence and intelligence quotient is very low. Something is off, or he's not in his right mind. Because nation building should have been here. And then you can say, all right, I just have an inclination to this particular party. The man said, even if they fix my road, even if they give me what, I'm sorry, I grew up this way and I'm going to vote that way. So what that tells me is that you are now the reigning government again and again. This is your third. And you have to ensure that every MP works. They got a good raise, more than a substantial raise some time ago during the time of COVID and whatnot, with 100%, 200%. It is the taxpayers and other monies that contribute to that payment. They must do right by the people. Prime Minister Holness, you have to hold them accountable. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, you have to hold them accountable if they do not work. It is not fair to the Jamaican people. And you realize that, again, it's a different era, it's a different dispensation. You still have a high number of undecided, which tells a story that those undecided are not die-hearted this or die-hearted that. They're going to go for whichever government makes their lives better. Financially is the number one, because the spiritual side, it's upon them. It's not incumbent upon the MPs, right? Socially, it is in a sense upon them, psychologically and mentally. So most people look for it from financial and social, in a sense, in terms of, being a part of it, if they contribute to the nation building, through their philanthropic service and free services and voluntary work and whatnot, contributing to the growth and to the development of the country, one, and their salaries being great, the roads being fixed, the hospitals being, remodeled and fixed up, and crime and violence going down, the other areas, education system improving. That needs to improve greatly. It has to be, it should be paramount, you know. And when we say education, it's not just a formal to just know they to regurgitate things theoretical. It is a hypothesis that when the mind is transformed, because more knowledge in there, they will be able to charter courses without having to hold the government and wanting the government to be like a crutch where they rest on, and everything that they want, they just look to the government. No, they need to be empowered to become great. However, wherever the government can aid, because, sometimes they just need a propeller as human beings. So you increase their salaries, put it to a level where they can now charter their courses and make themselves better by being able to afford to go back to school, to buy a decent home, to buy a decent car, and take care of their family and friends and everybody, and pass down the generational wealth. But you have to hold your MPs accountable. They cannot, whatever it is that is required for them to do, they do it. They must do it and go above and beyond. They must wow you. We must be able to say, like how we say about Anne-Marie Vaz, that they are a great MP. We must see them working. Because for me, I love when I see the pictures and the drama and the nice, but let me see that you work. Let me see that you're not taking money and being a loafer. That is unfair. It is wrong. And if you reward evil with good, evil will never leave your doorstep. We're not talking about loving your enemies. That's a different message. And that's a different, what it is saying is, if a child does wrong and you don't scold the child, then the child will turn out into a monster as he or she gets older, because you will not have set boundaries for that child. They will not understand the importance of right versus wrong, wise versus foolish, because something can be right and not necessarily, something can be wise but not necessarily, something can be foolish but not necessarily wrong. Do you follow? You must hold them accountable. Oftentimes I hear people blame the Prime Minister when it is an MP situation. Yes, he's an overall person, but he's not God. He's not God. He's not omnipotent. Neither is he omniscient, meaning he's not all powerful and everywhere. He has to have help to guide him. When Moses became overwhelmed, God said, I'm going to take your attitude, your spirit, meaning your attitude, the way how you lead, the way how you govern, put it on 70 more people so that they can be sub-leaders, so that the pressure comes off of you. So smaller matters they mediate, the bigger ones you deal with. Sometimes I hear people say, Andrew Holness. When it is an MP, it's your MP. Some things it's a councillor, which is under the auspices of the local government, the municipality, or the mayors. And it could be from, with the local government, it may not be the governing party under central government that may be leading the local government, and that's another issue altogether. Hold the MPs accountable. You said you want newer minds, brighter minds. I know your higher education has caused you to want bigger and better. It naturally comes with the territory once you seek higher education. Ensure that they have a love for the people. Ensure that they're hard, good workers, that we can say the salaries that they get, they're well deserving of it. Because we're seeing transformation after transformation after transformation. That is how you will secure your 4th, 5th, whatever term, until you retire in fine style. Ensure that they do their work by the people, for the people, and Jamaica. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe.